I call these all Crescent wrenches, but the Crescent's the brand. I've always called them Crescent wrenches. This is an old, I use a lot of Crescent wrenches with what I do. And I've had some expensive ones, some cheaper ones. I have some really old ones from, I'm all dressed up, from Harbor Freight that I bought probably in the 90s. This would be one of them. This is a Pittsburgh. Okay. Doesn't rattle too much. A little movement there, but that makes it just a little easier to move. But it stays on track. Okay, there's not a whole lot of movement here. Some, but nothing terrible. Nothing that would make you notice or slow you down. This is a Craftsman. I have actual Crescent wrenches, the brand. They're on my pile out there. I think they're in a toolbox at work. But this is a Craftsman. You notice the difference here. Not too bad. It stays on track real well. Not a lot of movement there. Here's another old Pittsburgh. I said these are 30 years old. Works really well. And you think, well, what could go wrong with a Crescent wrench? It's just to, dial it up. I'll show you. This was probably older than me. This is a Wayne. Never heard of it before, but something I inherited. Really old. No movement at all. That's pretty good. This is a Doyle. I bought this probably last year at Harbor Freight. It's a little more expensive of their stuff, a little fancier for Harbor Freight. A little too much movement. Not terrible. It's useful. But you see how it's a little too sloppy there? Okay, that's not great. But it's still useful. This is a pack I bought. It's a Pittsburgh. I bought this last year. This style Crescent wrench here from Harbor Freight. Hear that? This thing here, when you actually bolt down on something, you kind of have to do it twice. Let me see if I have a nut here. I don't know if this will work. You go like this, you'll crank it down there. You get to moving, and you'll have to do it again because it comes loose. I've never had this happen before, but let's see if it does it. See, now it's loose, and I'll have to tighten it up again. You have to retighten it. Once you're on there, it comes as a little bit of slop here. And there's a set of 4 of these that come in the pack. They all do it. It's in the design. So you'll tighten up. See, a lot of these, what I'll do is I'll leave them out on locations where we have big valves, and I just hang them out there. Sometimes I go and I'll grease the adjustment here because I'll get rusty or whatever. And they're out in the elements all the time. This one stays in the truck, or at least it was in the truck. I don't use it anymore. But you'll find that most of these here, when you crank it down, get it on there, and you start to go to work on it, you'll notice this one just a little bit comes loose, about the thickness of a dime. And you got to retighten it again and then go back to work. So it's like a 2-step, which is just ridiculous. It's like, but you can tell, a lot of slop. But you could have, if it's, how do you explain that? See, I mean, look at that. This is in position. Look at that. That's just, look at this thing move here. That's way too much. That's garbage. This is new, of all these wrenches I've shown you, this is the newest one. Anyhow, Harbor Freight does a poor job with this thing. This you can still get at Harbor Freight. These aren't bad. Like I said, I got Crescent wrenches, but I keep those in the truck. But the older Pittsburgh, 20, 30 years old stuff, these are excellent. If you see these at a garage sale, buy them. These work. Just passing that on. If you're looking at new Crescent wrenches, shake them, see what they got going on. If it's a rattle can, forget it. Love you, God bless.